Hey, oh look,
Hey,
I forgot Jeff's suspended head.
Jeff's with us still.
Jeff's disembodied head is still here. So let me come back over and do like maybe I'll put our gifts thing up there. Yeah, because last week we didn't do anything but talk about AldermanFarms.net/gifts, where if you're looking for unique Christmas gifts, handmade stuff crafted in love by people you know and love and appreciate, or people you don't yet know and love and appreciate, but you will know and love and appreciate, then you can go to AldermanFarms.net/gifts, and there's a whole long list of descriptions and links to people who do such things, and it's called Stuff Made by Our Friends. And we do that for two reasons. Number one, to give you options, kind of a one-stop place you can go find unique gifts, so you don't have to just go to Walmart at the last minute and get socks or wherever. You could get some socks made out of alpaca that were grown in daisies, and that makes no sense at all. But anyway,
We need to introduce our guests.
I'm about. Do we have guests?
We do.
Oh,
well.
Hey,
who are you people?
Here.
So anyway, there it is, AldermanFarms.net/gifts, and tonight we have with us
Oh no, we don't need a drum roll.
the Hollars. We have Ben and Meg Hollar and about 12 Holler kids.
12. They multiplied.
Yeah, everybody, y'all come up here and say hey to all the Holler clan, who have stopping through on their journey, this journey called life.
Yes.
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 And I'm gonna go turn that screen, Patty, so you talk.
I'll turn the screen because.
Anyway,
we have just had a great time. They have 4 boys. They don't have 12, but maybe one day, huh?
Oh, sure.
Not after we out of the trailer though. Right?
Yeah.
After the
We're
trailer.
gonna need workers.
Oh yeah. So anyway, the great boys that we have had. I've had fun with them. Have y'all had fun at Alderman Farms?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. They have been busy working and playing and working some more.
oh, we need to show everybody what y'all made.
Oh yeah, go get what y'all made. They really have work today. It's been playful work, but they have been very constructive. This is called, you say the word.
A G-Haul Wimmy Diddle.
Wimmy diddle.
And a sword. We got a sword too.
And a fish.
Oh,
And a
Brett's
stick.
got his gun.
Fish.
Oh, is that the gun?
It's going.
There we go. Oh, can you get it?
Can y'all see what's happening?
There's propellers everywhere.
Let me see.
You
Yeah.
get
Let me
it?
see this one right here.
Up in the camera.
Yeah.
This one is made. This is a primitive one. Am I on the scene?
Yes,
Can you
you
see me
are.
on the camera? So it's basically a stick. It's got some grooves, precision carved in there, with a little propeller on the end, with a nail. And the idea is that you can make this thing spin any way you want to, really just by thinking about it. So if I wanted the propeller to turn that way, I can make it. I can make it go that way. And if I want it to go the other way, all I got to do is think real hard and make it turn around and go the other way. And so it puzzled the kids for a while, but these boys are so observant. One figured out what the trick is. I'm not going to tell you what the trick is. And so my dad had one of these, and Corey has kept it. And so he brought it out and showed the boys. And once they figured it out, they decided they were going to make their very own G-Haul Wimmy Diddles.
They did a great job too.
Yeah.
They did great.
Very, very, very little adult assistance with with those G-Haul Wimmy Diddles.
And look, Big Bear, Mr. Big Bear, you know, he said to tell y'all the girls say hello. So say hello back to the girls.
Hi.
So,
What are they, cubs? What do you call them, Jason?
the girl cubs?
Girl cub.
Bear cubs.
The bear cubs?
Yeah, the bear
Bear
cubs.
cubs. Bear.
Yeah. So, speaking of Jason,
Causing trouble.
Well, no.
as usual.
I think it was Robin. He said Robin came up with that idea.
well, maybe so, but Jason's the one that
Contacted
bamboozled
you.
me into it. So, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was published on our channel live at 6 p.m.
Yeah,
no,
some
not
of them
live,
saw
but
it.
it was published at 6 p.m. And Jason actually, I didn't know how to do that premiere thing, but I watched Jason do a premiere on their yoga couples yoga pose challenge, homesteading yoga pose challenge, And so I like that. We're gonna do some premieres.
Yeah,
but
that was really cool.
anyway, and I haven't taken any more than the normal amount of ibuprofen since we did ours last night. We didn't have no stitches.
No stitches, but we were close.
Yeah, I was
Close to
close.
stitches.
Thank goodness for that couch.
Yes.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
I think that saved your life a few times.
Yeah.
Well, Jason and Robin had the idea. They went outside, so they had the cushion of the earth, and then
And
they
they
had
had
like
that.
Sealy Posturepedic mattresses that they were doing theirs on or something. But it was like a huge performance area, with cushion everywhere. That was really smart, guys, and we did ours on concrete.
Yes, we did. Well, we did have some spotters standing close by. You would have saved me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, after she got the footage.
That's right. Hold on, let me pull out the camera
Got the
first.
viral video
Yeah.
footage. So
Nanda said she snorted out loud laughing at the yoga poses. I did too.
we did some snorting too.
And almost barfing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you may not have been able to hear it in the video, but the first time I went up and Tommy had his feet on me, I went, ugh,
How'd you do it?
ugh.
No, you didn't go. You went.
Right over his face.
Let me make sure. I want to make sure you see that. She went right in my face, and I had the background music a little loud. You probably couldn't hear me tell her, "I'm so glad you didn't vomit in my face."
We had just eaten supper too, so.
Yes.
Maybe not the best time for yoga right after eating.
No, probably not.
No, not so much.
Yeah, probably not.
And I cajoled Ben into breaking out the drone, not until today, because I didn't want to be like creepy. Hey, glad you're here. Where's your drone?
Yeah. Did you bring the drone too?
Hey, we're glad you're drone. I mean, glad you're here. So we waited till today, and I guess he was sheepish about asking, "Hey, can I fly my drone?" But
It's just one of those weird things like, hey, you mind if I fly my drone over your property?
Looking every nook and cranny.
it was so cool. He was like a little kid, He was like, "Really? Can I?" So
goody.
yeah. So I've already posted a couple of videos edited together around the high tunnel, which was just so cool, including, well, I didn't include the time he almost killed me with it. And,
Did you leave in when I crashed it?
No, I didn't. I edited out the crash site, and so I didn't put that in there. But we've got lots of other drone footage, and probably I may put up a big long one of the aerial stuff that he did over the property.
That one?
Yeah.
That was the
Go up
drone.
a little closer, a little closer.
That was the drone looking at me.
From the bush.
Why?
From the bush.
Why did you do that to
Why
me?
did you do that to me?
Like it was
Father! But one of my favorite things is, we can look at our place from Google Earth and from way up, and so you
And
can
that's nice. But
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
But it's all from like straight down.
Yeah, I
And-
mean, I've seen I've seen stuff y'all have done with the drone and everything, and I've always thought it was so cool. But it was so amazing seeing our place with the drone. It just, I mean,
Well, not
it was
just our
cool.
place. I told
Yeah, we looked all around our neighbors.
we looked at
No.
everybody. We looked at everybody's stuff.
No, we didn't.
But I told Ben after we'd done something, I said, "Hey man," I said, "you think you can like send it up 500 feet or whatever and just do kind of a slow 360, because that's a unique view that
We don't ever see.
The only way you can see that is from like that. So I'll be putting that up probably. I may have to get some permission from some of the neighbors, but Patty wanted to go buzz Tommy Nettles, the greatest neighbor in the universe.
I thought it would be great. Him out there chopping wood, really busy out in the front yard. We could be hiding in the bushes. We could have watched it on Ben's phone too, and go fly that drone around. I thought that.
The problem with
still
that
think we can
theory
do
is
that.
Tommy's usually got a long gun within reach.
Yeah. You
And,
might be buying us a new drone.
Yeah. So we thought better of that. We didn't do it. But anyway, we have just had the best time visiting with the Hollars, just chilling,
Yeah.
And I know some of you are probably thinking, well, we hadn't seen any videos. You know why? Ain't none.
No.
Never are.
People
We're
who
too
watch our
busy.
channel know we're terrible about filming.
Oh, and you know what? We just act like everybody knows Ben and Meg, which they may all know Ben and Meg, but we need to tell them they're from Hollar
The Hollar Homestead.
Yes.
And in fact, there's a link in the description of this video to their YouTube channel. And so we want everybody to go click the link and go subscribe to the Hollar Homestead. They got
Yes.
great quality videos, unlike ours.
Well, and y'all, they have videos like I don't know of anybody else that has videos like y'all's, because they have been traveling around the United States for the last 9 months, and they are looking for. I've been saying they're forever home.
Yeah, that's it. We are.
And so they're originally from California. If y'all don't know their story, they're originally from California, and they want to be able to homestead. They want to have a farm, and or not have a farm, but if they wanted to, they could anyway.
Yes, just the room to do it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
By law, you can do it. Huh?
Yes, yes.
So,
Well, why don't we? I'm putting you on the spot. I didn't tell you I was going to do this, but
No, that's fine.
why don't you tell your story
yeah.
with to our viewers about every now and then Jeff's
Always
disembodied head is
watching.
always watching. He is a ninja,
Yes.
and so every now and then his ninja skills comes through. But Mike's not a ninja, but Mike pops in from time to time too to give us his thoughts. And but anyway, introduce yourselves and your story to our viewers, because like Patty said, you're exactly right, Patty. I'm guilty. I was sitting here thinking, well, everybody knows Ben and Meg, but
Yeah. And they may, but
And they
just
may.
in case there's one out there that don't.
Okay. Well, do you want to start or you want me?
I can,
Okay.
if I can, try to keep it brief, because I tend
don't
to
worry
like
about
to
it.
start out.
We got 47 minutes to kill.
All right, you got.
Don't worry about brief.
All right, so you guys kind of know our story.
Yeah, but you're not telling us.
Not
You're
telling you
That's
guys, so
right.
it's like, all right. So I got into trade jobs. I didn't want to go to school. Got into trade jobs, and they were very, very good to me.
Yeah.
Very good to us.
They were. Yeah.
We, I work as a machinist and just climbing that ladder, as they say, and chasing that dollar kind of got out of control. And really what happened was I started working so much that the whole reason I'm working is to support my family and, raise my family. Well, it got to the point where I was going to lose my family because we didn't see each other. I was working. I'd get up at 2:30 in the morning, go to work, get home at 5 in the evening, eat dinner, and go to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Yeah, and there was no family life.
There was no family
at all.
life. I tell people that we had twins. I remember when they were 2, and then I blinked, and now they're 11.
Yeah.
And I've had 2 more since then.
Yeah.
I've missed it all, and so that started wearing on me. And then a place that I was working, they got bought out, moved everything out of state. I could have gone with them, but I chose not to, so I got laid off. In the 8 months I was home, I saw what I was missing.
Yeah.
I realized, hey, I've got a family here that I don't even know. And we started really working from home, doing our own thing, just having a go at it.
We tried, yeah.
And it was working. It was tight, but it was working. But what I learned was what I was missing. I got a taste of something really sweet. And when I went back to work, I went right back to the same schedule.
Yeah.
But it was worse because then I ended up in a management position and my phone is attached to me 24/7. It was even worse. But because I had that little sample of something that I really liked, something changed. And I realized that if I don't do this now, I don't make a change now, I'm going to work like this till I die.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to know my family.
Yeah.
So, sure. Let's change everything. So one morning before work, we're in there in the kitchen talking. I was like, "Hey, how would you feel about just selling everything and just go? We want a farm, we want land, but it's never going to happen doing this." And she said, "Yeah, that sounds really nice, but what about our stuff?" Next day, we get up, and we'd had the discussion of, well, if a fire happened tonight, and we're standing out there on the curb with just us,
All our stuff would
All
be
of our
gone
stuff would
anyways.
be gone
the stuff
anyways.
wouldn't matter.
That's
And-
right.
And so, from right then, the next morning, we sat down and we planned what we were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
We want a homestead. We want to get out and do this stuff that we've always wanted to do. We want to be together as a family.
Yeah.
And we want to go travel.
Yeah.
We've always wanted to see this beautiful country.
And it had always been when we retire, when we have
Yeah.
time.
When you have money.
Yeah. And we had a couple health scares, not just like him and I, but just like family members in general. And you kind of realize that you're not guaranteed that time later.
Yeah. That's right.
So why not do it now?
And plus, the way we were going, our marriage wasn't going to last.
No, it really
It wasn't.
wasn't.
I
I mean, we don't want to get
honestly.
all dark and stuff.
Right.
But
Oh,
it
I
was-
want to know all of that. No, I'm kidding. JK.
JK.
So we planned. We
Uh-huh.
took a year to plan and start selling stuff and hit the road.
Yep. In
Sold
March of this year,
So it's been 9
sold the
months.
house, sold everything. The only thing we have left is a storage unit that holds the stuff that we just couldn't get rid of. Or the way we looked at it was everything that could make us money when we land as a
Tools,
business.
Yeah.
equipment,
We
stuff
kept
like
that. That's in the storage unit, and we're just traveling. So
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
because
just really awesome.
and Ben has, he's like a master with a harmonica or something like that. Something along those lines. Oh no, harmonics.
That's different.
That's different.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's an inside joke we were talking about. That actually goes back to the G Hall Women deal,
Yeah.
because Mr. Engineer Brain is over here trying to figure out exactly what made the thing work, and it had something to do with harmonicas. That's all I remember.
Something like that.
Yeah, but so that's interesting. You mentioned so you guys were already your thought process before you got burnt out, before you realized you had to make a huge change. You already had the desire to have land, and
We've always
Oh
wanted
yeah,
to.
we've
Always.
always wanted land. And we always kind of thought, well, eventually when we had the money, if we ever had the money, we would do it in California. But there's a whole bunch of reasons that California just wasn't for us anymore. I mean, part of it is it's so expensive out there that for people who are just like your average Americans, it's really hard
Yeah.
to find anything. And then, I mean, we won't get political, but there's laws that we don't agree with much in California anymore, and just a lot of things that were making what we wanted to do really difficult.
All signs kind of pointed to leaving California.
Yeah.
And when it came down to it, it was like, let's move someplace that rains, someplace that gets water, someplace that doesn't burn every year.
Yeah.
Friendlier political climate, all of that.
Just everything. Yeah.
some place even that had hotels that you could check into, but also leave.
Right?
Somebody will get that.
Somebody will get that
I don't
reference.
get it. Do y'all get it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I'm the only
down
one.
a long desert highway.
Yeah, you can Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Oh,
No,
okay,
we wanted
yeah.
to leave.
They want to be able to check out and leave.
Well, I want to ask y'all this. So, back in March, y'all left California. Now, had y'all ever been very far out of California? I mean, where have y'all done any? Been?
Oh, that's a good question.
I
What
have
were
not.
your travel, the extent of your travel before you really set out and traveled?
I'd only been out of state once.
Wow.
When I was a kid, I was 6, and my grandparents took me to Oregon.
Okay.
And I guess we lived up there, but I was a baby, so I don't remember.
Yeah.
So that was like, as far as remembering, that's as far as I had gone.
Wow.
And then you.
When I was 12 and then 14, we took a couple trips out to Oklahoma to see my grandpa, and on the way we saw
Yeah.
everything in between California, Arizona, New Mexico, parts of West Texas, and then Oklahoma. But it's not very much. It's a couple summer vacations.
Yeah.
But that was the extent of mine.
So, wow. So y'all have just really been taking in our wonderful United States.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's some of your favorite? What stands out to you on your trip? Not where you're. I'm not gonna ask any questions.
It's kind of a running joke. Everywhere they go, people say, "Oh, you're going to live here. You're going to live here."
Yeah.
And so we've avoided that. We're not doing that. And
I've
that's
been
not.
pointing out a few good qualities, but not being pushy about it. But no, what stands out to you? I mean, like just when you think about it, I mean, not just necessarily your favorite place you visited or whatever, but just what's some general things that maybe stand out to you about different areas or towns or states?
I think one of the things that hit us really big was just the Rockies, the stretch of the Rockies, and one of our favorite places was Glacier National Park because it's absolutely gorgeous. And we were up there in July.
Oh wow!
And it was snowing still. At
Really?
the top of the mountains,
Wow!
yeah.
That's hard to imagine.
It is, but it was absolutely beautiful, and just getting out in that whole area and just seeing the Rockies and that whole, it was just
Rockies are
breathtaking.
beautiful.
Breathtaking.
New England was beautiful.
Yeah, it really
it's
was.
different. It's got so much history. That's what was so unique about New England. The West Coast, a lot of beauty up in the Pacific Northwest, Montana and stuff like that. I think for me, what's been weird about this trip is I guess I thought people were going to be different all across, little parts.
That's what I would think too.
People are people.
People.
You get good people, you get bad people, but for the most part, people are people. We've met some of the nicest people you could ever hope to meet on this trip.
And then they came here.
Yeah. Oh no, it's been.
That's
it's
interesting.
been really
That's an
amazing.
interesting observation.
Yeah.
Not what I expected. I expected stereotypes to be true, I guess.
Yeah. And
no,
it's
I
not.
mean, sure, some are, but for the most part, people.
And it's not all like the news paints it.
Yeah.
Or everything's falling apart.
I expected the negativity that the news likes to
Oh yeah.
show.
That's right. And there's not.
No.
Yeah. Isn't that?
This is a wonderful country.
Yeah, we're still just this
Turn off the
wonderful big
news.
melting pot.
That's right. Turn off the news.
Newsflash. Turn off the news.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we have some people. Rose says hello.
Hey, Rose.
And Breakaway Homestead too.
I know Tim Beverly said the Hollar
Hi, Rose.
Homestead.
Romestead.
Yeah. Yeah, there
That's
you go.
funny. Yeah.
Spring
So,
Ridge Farm. And there.
we said we weren't going to ask you where, and I'm not. But it's a related question though. How do you deal with? You got this huge decision.
And
You
you've
can't
been
pick.
some wonderful places.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
unless
made
you
some
got
wonderful friends.
money you're not telling me about.
Oh goodness.
You're
no.
going to have to pick one.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with your? I would imagine that there is some heart pulling in more than one direction.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
Because I could just guess. I've never been through this process, but I could just guess that there's probably no one place that hits every mark.
No.
But there's a lot of places that hit several.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so,
there are.
how do you deal with the heart being pulled in multiple directions? Are you putting together lists
We
of
are.
pros and
We
cons?
have
We are.
spreadsheets.
Do you really?
The spreadsheet queen right here. It's just like that. Here's the checklist.
Yeah.
Let's see how many boxes we can fill.
Yeah. This state has this, and this.
So wait.
Homeschool
So did
laws.
you develop the checklist before you started, or has the checklist grown?
Coming out
as,
of California, it was kind of, well,
Yeah,
it can't be like this.
It can't be any worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was, living in California, and for people who aren't familiar, it's getting to be a very oppressive state. So for us, it was like you can't do water catchment. We really want to do water catchment. Especially coming from a desert area. Like, in our brain, it would make more sense to have water catchment.
Yeah.
So, I loved Colorado. Colorado is beautiful. Colorado does not allow water catchment, and they have some other laws that we don't necessarily agree with or see eye to eye, so it's kind of like Colorado's out for us. Plus, they're very expensive.
Yeah.
So
Very
that just
expensive.
rules them out right there. If we can't
Yeah.
afford it, we can't afford it.
Right.
So it has been difficult because there are a lot of places that we've loved and a lot of places we've thought about. But we do have criteria. And some of it is negotiable and some of it's non-negotiable.
Right, right.
If you're telling me I can't homeschool my kids, then that's off the
Yeah.
list.
Or if you got to jump through 10 hoops to do
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because our kids being homeschooled is important to us and our family values. If it's too expensive, it's off the list. But then there's some stuff that it's like weather. You know, if they get a little more rain than we wanted, or they're a little more snowy, or those are things we can adapt around.
Yep.
Right.
And that's not as big of a deal.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so this may be getting a little bit too personal, but you guys, I assume you were on the same page when you left. Still on the same page as far as, you know, where your thinking is bringing you, as you narrow down the list. Pretty unanimous among the two of you.
Oh yeah, yeah. We
And
are.
see, that's great confirmation as you move forward. Of, you know what you know how things are going to look and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that's really been helpful with our relationship. Is we've always really been on the same page.
Yeah,
We've been a team.
Yeah, we have. I mean, we have our moments of, you know, every
Yeah, yeah.
But we've always been, like, our end goal is always the same.
Yeah.
So that's been really helpful. And I think, too, like, for us, if the other one wasn't happy about it in the long run, I wouldn't push him
Well, that's
to
right.
make,
That's right.
and he wouldn't push me to just to try to make something happen.
I know something else I wanted to talk about, but Patty, are we missing anything? Any questions or comments that we?
No, Stones Throw Acres is here. Hello, said that they found the live stream, so we're glad you're here.
I see Nunda has posted the
Yes.
link to the Hollar Homestead
Aw,
on
thank you,
YouTube.
Nunda.
Yeah.
Way to go! Nunda is magnificent. We have.
Paula says she just watched the weather. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I was going to ask is, you know, you guys have been traveling on the road in a truck, living in a camper with 4 small boys, and nobody's dead.
No. No.
Talk about that.
Well,
Talk
okay.
about.
Miss Patty and I were talking earlier about how we homeschooled, and we've homeschooled from the beginning. So for me, I've always been around my kids. So that's not as big of a deal. And, I mean, the whole point of doing this was to come together as a family. And what better way to do that than to lock yourselves in a
small
tiny
space.
little space? And it's been, like, a lot of people have assumed that, and I think rightfully, like, some families it's not going to work. But a lot of people have assumed that we would be so sick of each other by now. And if nothing else, we've become more comfortable with each other now. We're just more comfortable being in each other's space and being around each other, and we don't want to be away from each other.
It's one of those things, like, it's actually changed what we will accept. In the beginning, I said, I do not want to build a house.
Yeah.
I do not want to do this. House has to be this size. Now it's like, yeah, we could live in a tiny home.
Oh, yeah.
You know, slightly more space than we have
Maybe,
now.
maybe 2 bathrooms.
Maybe 2 bathrooms, yes. It's doable.
Yeah.
Like, realizing you don't need this much space. You don't have these requirements for tons of room.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're with your family? You spend the whole time in the kitchen and in the living room all together.
Yeah. And that's what we did in our big house anyway. I mean, we had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a living room and a kitchen, and we spent all of our time in the kitchen and living room.
Yeah.
So our thought was, why do we need to have all these extra rooms? And then we spend our time outside too. So for us, having all the land, that's what we want, is the land.
Yeah,
and then a little house just to sleep in, basically.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you about these Hollar boys. They are 4 little gentlemen.
Yes.
They are courteous. They are grateful. They are polite. They're funny, witty, sharp as a tack. They know things I don't know. The 6-year-olds want me to help him with his sword today, asking if I could cut a handle, and I'm looking at the chop saw outside, and the 6-year-old now, he says, a sawzall will probably do it. And I said, I'm looking around, who said that? You know, it's the 6-year-old. The 6-year-old said that. So they are obviously well adjusted to living in a box and for 9 months. And it's just been, they've been a total pleasure. They really have.
They really have. Hey, Green Gables Homestead says, are you going to travel back through and give places a second look before you decide?
We've talked about doing that, and I mean, we might or might not. It kind of depends on when we get to the end, if we're willing to.
If maybe you're pulled in one direction or another.
Yeah.
But 2, you know, that you think, oh well, we better go look at this because we still may like this place better.
But there's logistics of like driving, between these places.
If it's over here and over here.
Yeah. So it just kind of depends. I mean, I think it depends on when we get to the end and make our list of possibilities.
Yeah.
If we really want to go.
Have you set a time frame on yourselves of when the end will be?
Yeah. I mean, we had originally given ourselves a full year, which would have been next March. And, I mean, we've just made good time and driven fast, I guess.
We've got 5 states left.
5 states left. And we're tired.
We're tired.
We're not necessarily tired of seeing new things, but just tired of driving and the constant... look, he's watching.
He's reading the chat. He sees what Rose wrote. Those boys are the best.
Yeah, he pointed that one out.
Yeah, he pointed that one out.
So right now we've got it mapped out with our calendar and all that, and we should be done by the end of the year of this month.
All right.
So, and then at that point we have to sit down and make a decision.
Yeah.
Well, before then, before the end, and I kind of already knew that. That was a leading question because we were talking a little bit earlier. And you guys were also saying that you're probably going to have like a recap kind of video.
Yeah. And just kind of talk about our year and what we've done and seen, and then.
Well, I mean, I hope you do, because I mean, that's very interesting, and just and I put you on the spot. I didn't tell her I was going to ask that question about what stands out to you, but I would love to hear, watch a video of, just you sitting down and y'all sitting down and really thinking about, I can still see this just as clear as day, like we're still there. This was just an awesome moment, or this was such a beautiful sight, and just stuff that really, if you just sit and think, because I know there's numerous things that will stand out.
Yeah.
Maybe one, the Rocky Mountains, of course, is going to stand out. And that may be the most favorite thing, but that would just be a neat video.
Yeah, and we've actually had a lot of people to ask us to break down like state by state.
Oh,
which would be hard because what we like in a state is different than what other people like.
Right.
But we kind of talked about maybe just like as we traveled through what we liked, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So the reason I brought that up is because, and Nanda, if you don't mind, put the link in the chat again to the Hollar Homestead YouTube channel, which is also available in the link to this video. Facebook, I'm sorry, I'm failing you again. I don't have a Facebook feed open where I can check for comments and stuff. I'm having a little technological difficulties. That's my phone. I guess I could do it on my phone. But my point is, if you're not subscribed to the Hollar Homestead on YouTube, you need to be, because first of all, you've already got tons of videos. You've been posting videos.
Yeah, the whole way. And so it's a good way to sort of live vicariously through their adventures.
Yeah.
To see, beautiful drone footage and just, meet some of the other YouTubers that they've stopped and spent time with along the way. But you want to be on there toward the end of the year for sure. You need to get now. Make sure you're on the now so you catch up. And you'll be ready for their end of the year recap.
And that's what Rose put on there. I said, well, hadn't been pushed or something. And Rose said, I will be, or something like that. Yes, so it's like everybody,
Georgia.
Everybody, boy, we went to the Hootenanny. They're like, I think, was it Jeff telling you he'd give you a cow? I told him, I said, well, I have goats and chickens and pigs. I'll give you. Come on down to Mississippi.
Who said that?
Jeff.
Oh, we've gotten bribes. We are taking bribes. Oh, Miss Charlotte's here. Hi, Miss Charlotte.
Oh, there they
Hi.
are.
Hi. That's the Charlotte.
Let's see. What was I going to say? Donald, how you said it? Bradner? Said that y'all could park your camper on raw land, he said, and live there while you build. That's what his family's doing right now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that
might
do
be
that.
what we end up doing.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if we don't find something in our price range that already has a house, and by house we mean like it just has the utilities in place.
a bathroom bigger than a box.
Yeah, even that we don't care because we talked about.
We've been the alumna thing, buy a place that has a burned down house
Yeah.
and rebuild.
But the septic and the water's there.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, if we could find something like
Yeah.
that would be perfect. So
Well,
that's
you
what
can
we
find
have
one with an
house.
old house and then burn it down.
Yeah, we could if we
then-
wanted to. Start over.
Everybody would be, oh, the Hollars are here.
Oh, no.
And I want to say hey to out in the country. Said hi everyone. We just happened to stumble on the stream. So
Hey.
glad y'all came
Great.
by.
Glad to find you. Well, we got 12 people watching us on Facebook. Colleen Swain Palmer said, "Look at those sweet young boys." And she said, "Young men."
No.
But she also said, "Patty and Tommy, I started watching your couples yoga and lost it."
Who said
We
that?
lost
Patty
it
almost
here in
lost
the
it
living
right in my face.
Who said that?
Colleen, yeah. And hey, Kayla Beth, and Tangie's on Facebook.
Hey, Miss Tangie.
She said some of our favorite people in one place.
Oh,
Ain't she sweet?
She is.
Yeah, and
Well, Helen said they're excited to see where y'all gonna plant your roots.
I think everybody is.
Yeah.
We are.
We're excited. We're ready.
and Tim Beverly, he just operates in stereo. He's on Facebook. He's on YouTube. He's just everywhere. I think Tim has a clone. That's a scary thought.
Oh, is there something?
Is the world ready for two
210?
Tim Beverlys? Man. Hey,
Someone
Susan.
asked if we've looked at actual properties. We have. I mean, there's only been a few places where we've gone and physically looked at them. But in places we're interested in, we pull up real estate listings.
Wanted to know how much the property
Yeah,
goes
just to get an
and
idea.
everything.
Yeah. So once we get down to the actual, we've picked a place, then we'll go put our feet on the ground.
Some water, please, man.
But yes, we have set our feet on the actual properties.
Yeah. In different places, just to kind of, you really get a feel for it.
Yeah, and that's very important to do.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
is.
important to do.
Tangie said something about how did Jeff's face pop up? I don't know what you're talking about, Tangie. I don't have
Jeff who?
Yeah, Jeff who? I don't have any idea what it is. What is that you're saying?
Oh, the
I don't
bribes
know.
the bribes
are
are coming
starting.
in. The bribes are coming in. I think you got offered pigs and
Mead,
meat,
rabbits.
20 acres for $60,000.
Oh, Bobblehead's in here. Hey, Bobblehead.
Where's Bobblehead?
Right there.
Oh, no, okay.
Talking about land down the road from him.
Yeah, man. What else?
Oh,
Man, we still got 35 minutes
None
to
had to
burn.
wipe her laptop after watching our video. She's drinking.
Well, put a piece of Visqueen over it before you watch Jason and Robbins. Put it in a plastic bag before you watch Big Bears. You won't have to wipe it again. I promise you. And I think Danny and Wanda from Deep South are going to do it. I don't know. I ain't talked to Danny, but I've chatted with Wanda about it on Facebook, and she seems to be game.
Oh, so y'all need to hit them up and tell them to please do it. Yeah.
I'm not sure she understood exactly initially what I was proposing, because she said, "You mean like us trying to get in and out of a deer stand?" which would probably be pretty good, But anyway, so stay tuned on that. So if you're on this and you don't know what we're talking about, after this is over, go back and check our videos, and we have a couples yoga pose challenge. We were challenged by Big Bear Homestead, and we have in turn challenged the Pratt family Homestead, Homestead Dad. We've challenged Homestead Dad. He's accepted. And I've also challenged Deep South Homestead, so we'll see. And we tried to challenge the Hollars, but
Not happening.
no. But
What makes this fun and entertaining is that we don't do yoga much, if any, and some people are more better than we are. And so it wouldn't be quite so funny watching them do it like it was watching us do it.
Yeah,
So,
because they decided to show us how to do one of those moves.
Yeah, one of them
Nailed
upside
it.
down things.
Hashtag nailed it.
Like,
So they're like yoga gurus. So
yeah.
that's
So y'all don't want to see them do it.
the reason they've
Trust me.
declined is because they didn't
weren't-
want to show everybody
They
up.
would have showed us up. Yeah.
Man. So Tammy Parks wants to know if you've been to Arkansas. Have you looked at
Not yet.
Arkansas?
Not yet.
Is that one of the 5?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's on our list of places to come. So
We're From here, it's down to Louisiana,
Mhm.
and then friends in Houston, friends in
The Dallas area. Yeah.
up to Oklahoma. We're seeing my aunt,
Mm-hmm.
and then over into Arkansas, and then Tennessee.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Almost
Y'all got a lot.
done.
Y'all better get going. I mean, for the end of the year, that's a lot of moving.
It is.
moving.
It is a lot of moving. So.
Our calendar is blocked out.
It is. It's
like
blocked
at
out.
this point, it's like if we stay with someone, hey, stay an extra day. We
Sorry.
can't.
I really
Can't.
wish we could,
Yeah.
but we can't. And I mean, some people have mentioned, well, you don't really have a time frame, and that's true. We don't. I mean, we don't have an actual time frame.
We could travel for the next couple
could.
of years if we wanted to, but we're tired.
We're tired, and we really want to get our roots down and get our chickens and get our land. Can you back up a little bit,
Yeah.
please?
And I don't know, at the beginning, y'all, I mean, more since the Hoot Nanny, y'all have really been stopping off at different people's
Yeah.
places,
Yeah.
right?
Well, because all of y'all are out here.
Yeah. But, I'm sure that's kind of hard. I mean, I know you're glad to, like, come to Alderman Farms
Oh,
and get
yeah.
to sit around the house
Uh-huh.
and walk down to the creek and all like that and have a
None of which
home.
was filmed.
Yeah, no video of that.
Those
We
are
really
terrible.
did do it, but or they did. I actually didn't get to go to the creek, but anyway. But to get to see the animals and the chickens, and it's what's waiting for you just over the horizon, and I'm
Yes.
sure it kind of makes you a little more anxious.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's getting harder with every place.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
is.
Seeing how everybody does their own brand of farming and how they do things.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
it's
bet
just,
you've learned a lot about what not to do.
not necessarily.
Not
Really?
necessarily, but just different ways to do things. Because it works different for everybody.
Right,
There's
right.
I don't think there's any right or wrong.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's
It
right.
just really depends on the
That's
person.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does get that itch
It
going.
does.
It's just
so
like
bad.
I can't imagine. I would imagine
Oh,
it's
it's brutal.
it's hard.
It's
the-
almost like salivating. Like
Yeah.
you just
the
start drooling.
seeds that we've picked up.
Oh,
the-
yes.
Just we're so ready
Yeah.
to get our hands in the dirt. It's
Yeah.
just
Or in a high tunnel.
Yeah,
Or that's
somewhere. So for everybody who said, well, you can just keep going. Yeah, we could. But I guess there's kind of that feeling, you know how everybody's sitting down right now, like writing their seed lists and getting ready. It's like if we can pick something and we can find something soon enough, we could theoretically have plants in the ground for spring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
have
That's
stuff
what was
ready for
another
summer.
thing that I was going to ask you. Of course, I mean, I know you don't know how long. You got to find the right place. You got to find the right price. You know, just because you pick X does not mean you're going to buy something the next day.
Right.
It's going to take time and all that. But so, I mean, your goal would be, I mean, the ultimate goal would be you could plant this spring.
I would love to
Yeah,
if we could.
that would just be the ultimate
But
goal.
we also know that, I mean, the timing might not be there. I mean, God might have different plans.
If
Right.
we're building a house, then that's gonna kind of slow other things down.
Right.
But
It also might take us 6 months to find the right property.
That's right. That's
so,
right.
And,
And that's one thing you cannot rush.
No, we can't, and we don't want to.
Right.
And we don't want to just pick something real quick because it's
there.
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
We're in
then-
there. We're here where we pick. So let's buy something.
Right, and then
Yeah.
later, maybe not be happy with it.
We don't want to have buyer's remorse.
No, we don't.
Right. That's right.
We plan on putting roots down pretty deep.
Yeah.
We don't plan on moving.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So the decision has to be very thought out,
Mhm.
and it has to be right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, with the experience that you've had being on the road with no place to call your own for this amount of time, that'll make it easier for you, I think, once you pick a locale to take as long as you need because you can live like this for another 2 years, you said.
Yeah, we could
You
if
know,
we needed to.
I think one of the things that being on the road has taught us is the saying of home is where your heart is.
Yeah.
We're home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's been so true with moving our trailer around. It's funny because there's this thing that happens. I don't know if it does this for you, but in my brain, as soon as we walk in that door and close the door, that's our home.
Yep.
and I don't remember where we're at. I don't think about it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just we're all inside and
Everybody's
that's
here.
fun.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Oh my gosh.
Dusty in here. You know what I mean? I didn't know Ben was going to start making people blow snot everywhere.
Oh my goodness. Nanda, cover your computer.
Yeah.
Hey, Nanda said, why don't we have the boys
Good night,
introduce
Tim.
themselves? So, y'all, I want y'all to come one at a time right here. Come on, you can do it first. And say your name. Kind of talk loud. There's Mr. Tony's got the mic. Well, you got the mic up in front with the camera can't see.
Oh,
it.
sorry. Who are you?
Tyler.
Come on. Jack.
Come here, baby.
Corbin. Roll call, Murphy. Brett.
There will be a quiz.
That's right.
Corbin.
You Corbin again? Oh well, there's only one of you.
I told you there was 12 of them.
That's right.
Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling.
What else? We got any more questions out there?
Let me go back through. Did you check Facebook and see?
It's been such a pleasure. You know, it's we found out we're like-minded in a lot of ways. One of those ways being YouTube is not our life, and so we were both like apologizing to each other for not filming anything, and then suddenly we thought, hey, that's great. You know, we've just been visiting. You know,
Well, and that's what's been so nice, and that's the way a lot of people are. Is for us, we just want to go visit people. We're not trying to get on their YouTube, and we're not being crazy about sticking a camera in people's faces. We just want to spend time with each other, and we have found such great fellowship all along. And we have made people that were friends on YouTube are now deep, lifelong friends for us. I mean,
well, and what just came to mind was at the Hootenanny. You were like, I'm gonna cry. I'm not weird. There's other people, that's like me. I mean, so coming into this, coming to the Hootenanny, you really didn't have many friends or people that you could call on.
Yeah.
That
like-minded.
Yeah, like-minded people.
Yes.
But now.
I did. We have so
time.
many people, and that's because we didn't have. I mean, we had community, but it wasn't like a homesteading community.
Yeah.
Nobody understood growing your own food and doing that kind of thing back where we were in California. And to get out and see that, like you said, we're normal. We're not weirdos for wanting to do this. Or we're in a group of weirdos and it's okay.
Yeah. We're all weird together.
Hey, Keith Stovall.
Hey, Keith.
That's our music minister.
But that's what Okie Dokie Acre said the same way. Forget about the camera, you know.
Yeah.
And we've kicked ourselves so many times because I fussed at them actually because they went down to the creek. I stayed back with Mama, and I asked Tommy if he'd filmed anything. He said no, and neither did the Hollars. And so I got real serious with them when they came in this morning. I said, I have to talk to y'all about something. I'm upset. Nobody even filmed walking down the creek. That would be such a neat little video.
I have some footage. I don't know if it actually includes the creek, but there's stuff there.
But anyway, so we've really had a very good time getting to visit with the Hollars and everything.
Oh,
We sure have.
Miss Patty's been spoiling us, feeding us so good.
Feeding us good southern food.
I'm ready for them to leave. I'm gaining weight every day that they've been here. I mean, here I am trying to lose weight, and the scale keeps tipping up. Man.
Well, you've got enough property. I mean, you want a jogging partner, I'll go with you tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't jog. I do P90X3.
I have to follow you all with the Polaris.
Hey, Matt said Mia is enjoying the show this week.
Oh, hey, my baby Mia.
Show us a picture. Hold her up in front of the camera. Oh, wait.
One-sided.
My great niece. I get to meet her in a couple of weeks. I'm so excited.
How awesome.
Yeah.
And then my great niece too. They're the same age.
Oh, fun.
Yep.
Yeah, go figure that. We must be 87 years old, right? We've got great nieces.
Yeah, I do. And great.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Tangi said we did the same thing with the Hollars visit. Kept forgetting to film, but just wanted to enjoy the fellowship. Yeah, it really has. It's been nice. It's been really nice. Let me remind you again, there's a link on the screen, aldermanfarms.net/gifts. If you're looking for, time is running out on some of them, because some of the items that you can find at that list from some of the craftsmen, amazing craftsmen out there in our community, you need to be ordering already. And because some of it takes time to develop. And so anyway, go check out every link on there, and if you buy something from it, tell them you got there from Alderman Farms, not because we get something out of it, but because they'll appreciate knowing that our including their link on our page helped them. We're tickled to know that several folks have already purchased things from because they were listed on our page, and that's just neat.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And I'll be buying some off of there soon. Whenever I can find when Patty ain't here, and find out how I can hide the debit charges.
I did put together our package because I had fallen down the job. So what I have put together is an Instant Pot book, the little paper book.
A printed copy.
A printed copy, and the sourdough start to finish, and a sourdough starter for $25 shipped. And
I don't have that on the website yet.
He was supposed to, though. And I have just an Instant Pot book for $7 shipped. The sourdough start to finish, $12 shipped, and the starter is always $8.50. Also, if you wanted the book, the sourdough book and the starter, it is $18. So I've got the prices written down here. I have 21 sourdough books and 7 Instant Pot books, and I did a new batch of sourdough starter, and we'll sell it till it runs out. I don't know that I'm going to be having any more going after Christmas, so while supplies last.
Yep, and so I'll try to have that on the website tomorrow. No promises, but I'll try.
Just start emailing him. Just email.
Yeah.
Hurry
up at AldermanFarms.net. Hurry up at AldermanFarms.net. And to remind me to get the stuff up on the store. So.
Oh, Homestead Evolution said they did the Kickstarter, the Log Ox Kickstarter today.
Oh, nice! Very good.
Great.
That's awesome. We love that thing, the wood ox sling, and they need some more support. So go to AldermanFarms.net/gifts. I think it's the very first entry on that list is the wood ox sling from the fine folks at the Roberts family at the Log Ox. And they're running out of days to get this thing, produced more quickly than they could doing it on their own. So join the Kickstarter campaign. You will get, for your contribution, you'll get one, and you'll help them bring it to market. It's a back saver. Log Ox
we love it.
is saving America one back at a time.
Oh, that thing is nice.
Yeah,
Ben was flirting with that thing earlier, just thinking, look at this, and.
Nanda did it too. Great. That's great.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Hey, Jennifer, how are you?
And also over at Homestead Evolution, right? That's AJ Farms.
AJ Farms.
Quail. That's who has the quail package that's listed over on our website for Christmas. And they also have lots of video about the quail. I don't know if we mentioned that when we talked about...
maybe not.
But... they have, if you wanted to learn about quail and what it takes and that kind of stuff, go over there to Homestead Evolution and check out their videos and everything. We have loved having the quail. They are so easy. They're 4 weeks old. And they're just...
Which means we're 2 weeks away from them laying eggs.
It's just amazing. And butchering, maybe.
And
I
guess
you butcher around that time, too. I don't know.
Oh, goodness.
So,
Tootsie.
she don't have any teeth. It probably didn't hurt.
Come here, Tootsie.
So, Nanda, if you have a chance, go grab Homestead Evolution's YouTube channel and put it in the link. Because if you want to know about quail, you need to subscribe to Homestead Evolution. Jennifer says no more beard, and Patty cut her hair. I guess no shave November is over. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. Every now and then I just get tired of it, and then it's kind of like a cycle. What'll happen is I'll get tired of shaving, and I'll grow a beard again. And the last time I grew the big beard, it was mainly just to prove to myself that I was man enough to do it. That I could actually do it.
How long did that take?
It was approximately a year's worth of beard. I started growing it. Out like the last week of October last year.
Okay.
So it was. I had a little bit of jump.
Long beard?
I had a little jump on No Shave November.
I thought when you said that, anyway, my mind went. It took Tommy till he was up into his 40s to get a full beard. So that's
Yeah.
what I thought
I'm
you meant.
still
That's
waiting.
why I said he was older than you.
Yeah, I was in my mid 40s before I could grow any hair right here. You know, so it was real spotty on the side of my face. I could grow a pretty good goatee and a pretty good
I
mustache.
grow the goatee, mustache is thicker than I want it to be, but come on.
Nice.
Oh, it looks nice.
That's good.
It's
I mean, it's
getting there.
filled out. but-
Thing for me is like this is, gosh, April was the last time I trimmed it.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, this is taking
Yeah, that's
forever.
pretty slow. My oldest son Cameron
You
can
need some
shave.
beard balm.
But he's really
Yes, I do.
curly too. It's not
Yeah.
long and straight. It's all curly.
Our oldest boy
Yeah.
Cameron, I tell people all the time, he can shave, you know, like in the morning and then go. And
Yeah.
it's just, it's
Oh my
crazy.
God.
It's crazy. But I'll probably grow it again, you know, sometime or another. But anywho, hey John Adams, long time no see. That's an old friend. I'm talking about real old.
Like the pretzel.
John Adams, like old as dirt. Yeah, he was like the second president or something like that. And John and I go way, way back.
Okie Dokie Acres says that he's been trying to get his wife to let him do the quail, but she has to help tend and said the rabbits are enough. I'm going to tell you one thing. We've got the automatic waterer thing, and that's amazing. I really like that. And there's a few feeders that I think we want to change to. That's maybe a bigger feeder. And
Well, no, we're
did
gonna do the
check-
PVC once we.
Oh,
get
that's
them.
right,
Yeah,
that's right. We're
once
gonna
we
do
get them in,
PVC,
we're gonna do the
but-
cages just like they do at AJ Farm.
But I would like to rig up some kind of automatic feeder thing too, you know, or something.
Well, we can figure that out.
Yeah.
See, I'm the kind of guy that says, look, Anita and John got it figured out at AJ Farms.
They do.
Let's
They
do
do.
it like that. Whatever they do in
Oh
this
yeah,
works.
Anita, did you pick that wire up from the gate down there?
Yeah. No, Ben did.
Oh, thanks, Ben.
But I picked it up out of the truck, and it's right up by the front door.
Well, me and Meg went down to the gate. UPS came today, and it was this big old barrel thing. I mean,
Yeah.
this round thing, and I lugged it on the inside of the gate. Meg said she'd carry it up for me, but the guys were going to town, and I said, no, they'll pick it up. It was heavy, and I couldn't imagine. It took me, 10, 15 minutes trying to figure out
What it was.
What on earth is that? That's heavy, and it was to me. And I thought, what did Tommy get me? You know, what could it be? And then I remembered that wire, because we still haven't built our quail pens yet. So we're going to be working on that.
This week. Or,
Yeah,
I
next
mean, this
week
coming
sometimes,
yeah.
because we have the quail in a old chick
Hey, everybody.
thing.
Yoga guru Michael Pratt is watching. is watching on Facebook. Yay! Go get it.
Him and Jenny will be filming
how
their
are the-
video anytime.
Yeah,
now.
what's the progress on the braids, Mike? Keep me upgraded on the. Yeah, never mind. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Springfield Ridge Farm said that they're enjoying the quail and they're so easy to butcher and fast to grow and produce eggs. We're experiencing they are fast to grow. It's been amazing and they're so hardy. But I have been thinking about the butchering. Mm-hmm. You know, I've been thinking about that. You know, because you know, that would be. I want it to be faster than the chickens.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, so in fact, I'd like for me to be able to just go out there and do a few for supper if I decided
Right.
to. You know, so
Well,
Anyway.
we have managed to kill an hour.
Wow. That
I
went
think I
fast.
saw somebody say that the Pratts are not coming on.
I did see that, but
Michael, are y'all going live? Somebody confirmed for me that the Pratts are not coming on, but we still want to wrap it up because we still got.
we've got to have something. We're going to have a special treat in just a minute. You tell them what it is.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yes.
I'm not having any ice cream. They're not fattening me up that bad.
You know, you said that the other night, and then you took a bowl, didn't you?
No.
No, you didn't. Okay. Oh, it
How
was the
dare you.
It was the pancake.
It was
this
the
morning.
pancake.
That's
It was the
right.
pancake this morning with blueberry syrup. Thank you very much. I couldn't resist that. So
Oh, and Homestead Evolution just put up a butchering video.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
great. I'm gonna go.
We're gonna need
watch
that video in a
tonight.
couple of weeks. So
Okay, Valerie D said no, they're busy. It was Valerie that said that.
okay, so the Pratts are not
Okay,
coming on.
Vonda did too, yeah. I
Well,
said
we do
Vonda.
have just
Vonda.
enough time
Vonda. Ooh.
to remind you that whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God, because He's worthy of it. He deserves it. And He's going to get the glory. And you can find that verse in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. I encourage you to read it in context. Well, we have had an amazing time having the Hollars here with us at AldermanFarms. It has been an absolute pleasure. And we look forward to hearing about the rest of their journeys. And we're so impressed with the family, so impressed with these children. God has got His hand on them. It's been amazing. And I've enjoyed spending the few minutes with them out on the front porch, making swords and stuff. It was cool. So anyway, we want to thank the Hollars for deciding to spend a couple of days with us. And
we appreciate you having us.
It's been wonderful.
Yeah.
Anything else, honey?
The boys have one thing to say. 1, 2, 3.
Ice cream!
Ice cream!
Yay!
All right, I got one thing. Darlene has been faithfully trying to find out about the book.
Oh.
Darlene, go back and check the website tomorrow throughout the day, because Patty has settled on prices for 2 or 3 different packages that involve her book and stuff. And I'll have it on the website at AldermanFarms.net/store sometime tomorrow.
I want to try to do a Facebook post too, just for.
Yeah, I'll try to do a Facebook post to let everybody know. All right? So, Jeff says bye. The giant disembodied head of Homestead Dad says bye. This is how Patty feels every time I put that head up there.
Oh no!
Yes, that's about right.
This is how I feel every time I put it up there.
See the tiny ship?
Ready? Ready. All right, so... Oops, I keep forgetting how to get that off of there. That's how you get it off of there. All right, so... Tell everybody bye.
Good night, y'all.
Bye. Y'all have a good evening.